were you gonna show me a picture of the Australian?
Oh yeah, I didn't know how I thought we had to like go. You hit record. And
No,
I got,
but
I got
want you to
flustered.
scoot over a little
Towards you.
towards me.
Okay.
Look, you're like riding the rim.
When am I not, baby?
Sorry in
Okay.
advance for this episode, everybody.
No.
No.
And I love that it's beginning with a visual aspect.
Of a guy you met. Oh my God. Wait, he looks like hot Nathan for you.
He kind of is. Look at that.
That's just rude that he put his full dick and butt and body.
Look.
He wants to have sex with. Ah! His dick!
It's the base of his dick and his balls.
And
a
a
little
balls!
bit.
Zach, how did you
Look
meet
at
this guy
him
on Grindr?
On Scruff, which
Oh,
is like
Scruff is different from Grindr.
a little bit. It's like the scruffier version, where like.
But does
people
that
are a
mean
little
dirtier the
hairier.
way like Tinder means dirtier when you're thinking of dating app for?
Oh, Tinder
dirtier.
is straight Grindr, right? It's like more.
Yeah, it's more like you're
impulsive,
just here
sexy.
to fuck. Yeah.
No, Grindr is literally just for like technically for like scruffy guys, like hairier bears.
Wait, literally?
otter. Yeah, I mean that's like what it
You
came
can't
about.
be a
No,
twink
you
on Scruff.
totally can be because twinks go there for the bears.
Oh.
And like people, everyone's on it, but like Scruff was originated because it was like burlier guys.
Damn.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
as
want to?
as you can tell, I'm burly. I'm burly.
By the sound of his voice, you can tell that he's burly. And by the way, you guys, this is a repeat guest. If you watch Dating No Filter on E! on Tuesday nights, you'll know that this is my co-host, Zach NOE Towers, back, baby.
Yay.
I've got to be honest. I had nothing to film this week because we've got like podcasts lined up in the future. And I was like, who can I call that has nothing going on?
This bitch called me yesterday she called me like 10 hours ago.
I'm kidding. I totally have a plan. So this will be published on Thursday, which will officially be my 90th day of not drinking and full sobriety.
That's a miracle.
And I wanted to celebrate it, and I knew it would only be a funny episode if I called you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hasn't it been the fastest 90 days of anyone getting sober?
When you said 90 days, I was like, that's not possible.
I know. I thought I was making it up, but I have this app on my phone that you showed me.
Oh yeah, Companion or whatever.
Yeah.
You were sober for summer, which is like that's crazy.
Not only summer, but my birthday, a trip to Europe, and 3 of the most insane events of my life, which has happened in the last 2 weeks, which I can't fully talk about on the podcast, which is frustrating. I'm not going to lie.
Sure.
Listeners.
Will you talk about it?
I think eventually. It's
okay. Oh, now we just tantalized them more.
My confidence. There has been some shit happening in my life. Zachary, on a scale of 1 to full explosive shit, what would you call this?
Full like explosive diarrhea. Just like a liquidy cannon of shit all over a white household. Like
white people or white furniture?
Take your pick, honestly. Whatever's gonna get dirtier with this mess of a life you're living right now.
My therapist literally like stopped me in the middle of my story the other night and was like, Kelsey, it's okay to admit you're in full crisis right now. You are going through a crisis. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm going through a crisis.
But like, do you also like think like, oh, like drugs and alcohol would not make this better?
And I'm so fucking if I just don't have the time. Listeners, confidants, I'm so sorry I can't tell you specifics, but just know that
it's crazy.
It's not good.
It is. When she told me, and I have over 3 years of sobriety, and I was like sweating as you were telling me all your stuff. I was like, I couldn't handle it.
If you were gasping, I know it's bad because you've been through some fucking nasty shit in your life. But just know that I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm
doing better. I'm going to get through it, but I definitely the reason I brought this up is because 90 days sober, not drinking through these crises, I'm so glad that I'm sober through this because you're so right. Alcohol would do nothing for me right now.
Absolutely. It feels good like for those like 45 minutes to like 3 hours when you're like kind of peaking on that like buzzy, like nothing's that bad. I can handle anything. Oh, sorry. But after that, it's just like, oh, hangover.
Yeah.
Oh, like money spent. Oh, like energy wasted. Oh, spending time with people I don't really enjoy. Like postponing the inevitable of your problems it just doesn't work.
You were the one that said hangovers keep me sober, and I've stolen that from you.
Oh, my hangovers were getting wicked towards the end of my drinking.
I mean, like a curse.
Yeah.
Like a voodoo doll being fucking thrown under an 18-wheeler.
Oh, absolutely.
Shoved out
on a good
the
day,
trucker's asshole. Shipped back out and picked up by a bum who then dips it in whiskey.
And then Kelsey
snorts
drinks
maggots off of it. We pass it back and forth. Yeah, no, it's been rough. But I did bring all of that up to say that this episode, my confidence, I think is going to be titled Lessons We've Learned While Drunk.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted this to be different than the other sobriety. Ow, my computer just fell on me. I wanted this to be different than the other sobriety episode we did because that one felt like super heartfelt, very educational, emotional, friendshipy. And I don't.
Sappy bullshit.
What bullshit? Which a lot of you resonated with. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we did it. But I just wanted a fun, dumb, light heart. I can't do emotional right now. So I just needed to have an episode that was fucking stupid and funny. And we actually recorded some of these stories when we did the sobriety episode with Curly, but we cut them because it just didn't match the tone.
Yeah.
And I had a few people listen to it and they were like,
Ooh.
it just felt braggy in the middle, like that you were bragging about all the shit you've gotten away with in your life. Like, we get it. You're white, you're cis, you're,
hot. You're hot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
She couldn't say it.
I couldn't, and I would never because I'm not you. But we took them out because we were like, ugh, it just doesn't feel right in the middle of this really heavy episode. So this is the opposite of that. This is us fully recognizing our privilege, fully knowing that this kind of shit would not happen today. But we want to share with you some tales from the deep.
Oh, absolutely.
Deep, darkest, fucked up shit we've learned from being addicts and alcoholics.
I don't even know. You scared me with the learn thing. Like, I don't know what I learned other than like I was just a lucky bitch, you know?
100%. That is the overarching lesson. And I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that. But I want to like go through the way that I had like outlined this episode is I wanted to go through like each either substance or alcohol and tell some stories and try and come up with a lesson we learned from that.
Sure.
I also wanted to say for anyone listening, that I'm doing a giveaway for this episode. I'm going to give away this tiny...
The drugs you haven't used.
The drugs I didn't use at Burning Man. Spoiler alert, guys. I didn't get to go to Burning Man because of the crisis that was happening in my life. And all those drugs that I was gonna supposedly break my sobriety with are now sitting in my bedroom drawer.
You're just gonna go to a local pond and sprinkle them into the lake. The ducks will have a real good time.
God. I want to give away this tiny mini fridge. If you're watching, you can see it.
Oh my God.
But a company, Tarte, sent me this, and I literally just had bought the exact same goddamn one, and it's so cute.
What is this for?
It's a makeup fridge or like a skincare fridge. So it's tiny enough to fit in your bathroom. You plug it in. It keeps all your products cold.
Nice.
And it is a fucking game changer. When I come home from a long day and all my hyaluronic acids and coconut creams are just cool, and I take my Geshwa roller fucking green jade bullshit, and it changes the game.
I've used coconut oil as lube. And I have like
Relatable.
A jar of it in my nightstand, and I can always tell how hot it is by if it's like in liquid form or like not.
And isn't it gross when you get like pubes in there? Like you go to reach over with like another partner and you're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, it tastes different.
Ew. No. But let me tell you, that is also a game changer for blowjobs is, bitch, if you like coconut and the flavor of coconut, use coconut oil for a blowjob because you just it's like eating an ice cream.
Yeah.
I feel like a horse that's eating off of that salt cube. It's like I'm disgusting. Okay. I also wanted to say thank you to our confidants for last episode with Jared Capslap Lucas was our highest downloaded episode of the season thus far.
Wow.
And just shot us into outer space. We almost broke the top 100 on iTunes.
Was it a mix of you two being like both successful people, or was it like the content?
First of all, thank you. Second of all, I think it was the content. It was an episode people had been asking for.
I love it.
Love that you didn't listen.
I listened to every episode
Shut
except that one.
Okay.
It was
And
about it being an open relationship.
yeah, very good.
I heard the aftermath of that episode.
So did I.
You guys don't worry. Part 2 of that episode's coming up in the next 6 months or so.
6 to 8 months. Part of this giveaway for this mini fridge, by the way, is because that episode was so successful. We need to get our motherfucking reviews up on iTunes because we don't have 1,000 yet, and I'm trying to break 1,000. So in order to win this mini fridge for your skincare, just drop a hot review on iTunes.
Drop it like it's hot, guys.
Screenshot it and send it to @ConfidentlyPod, and you'll be entered. And next week we will pick a winner.
I'm gonna enter too.
You can't.
Yeah, huh? I haven't reviewed.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked. I haven't reviewed it yet.
I'm not shocked.
I'm just gonna be like, the Zach episodes are my favorite, and then win that fucking cooler. And I'm gonna put 1 soda in it.
Well, you could also use it if you don't use skincare products, which why aren't you?
Dude.
You could use it as a little. I almost kept it and put it under my desk right here to put like little sodies, and then I realized I don't drink sodies. I only drink flavored water, and that I can get out of the fridge that's 3 feet away.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to also preface this episode, like we said, we're recognizing our privilege. We're not trying to teach any real lessons. This is all for horror and comedy.
Jaw-dropping antics.
I also wanted to just recognize too that these stories we're about to tell are probably from the last 12 to 15 years, and we know, like I said, society is different, the country is different, we are different, and it was like our generation was bred to get fucked up. Like, I feel like this wellness and lifestyle Instagram bullshit was not popping until like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Sure.
And we had the likes of like Brittany, Lindsay, and Paris to look up.
Sure.
We did not have like...
Oh, sure. Like, healing is in. Like,
yes.
wow, I never... Because this is the thing, Euphoria just came out. And I'm like, wait, are high schoolers doing more drugs, and are they sexier? Like, I don't know what real is anymore.
I think that there is still lots of parts of the country where like your high school days revolve around when can you get out of here and get fucked up and like fuck people. But I think it's done more A, mindfully, and B, with the turtles in mind. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, the youngs are just more...
They're not using straws.
Yeah.
They're butt chugging.
Yeah.
Strawless.
Yeah.
Reusing a funnel.
Exactly. So I also just want to point that out, that this was in a time where like it was not cute to be in like a non-toxic, healthy relationship. Like, it was drama, The Hills, OC.
Yes. Well, and I was
messy.
I was in Missouri and Indiana for part of this. Like,
both meth capitals.
Sure.
Of the world.
Distributors. Yeah. Users. But yeah, it was like idolizing these messy people.
Yeah. And so I want this episode to be a little bit harm reductive. And if you don't know what harm reduction is, I copied and pasted this from the harm reduction website, which is a harm reduction is a set of practical strategies and ideas aimed at reducing negative consequences associated with drug use, and in this case, alcohol. Harm reduction is also a movement for social justice built on a belief in and a respect for the rights of people who use drugs.
I didn't know that last part.
Yeah, me neither. So there's a really good documentary that BuzzFeed did on Netflix. This is not a plug, called Follow This. And they talk about harm reduction, and they actually go to like a needle distribution recovery center. So harm reduction can be something as intense as that, as setting up like a safe needle injection space.
Wow.
Or even as something as like silly and, I'm air quoting dumb, as being a trip sitter, which is someone who stays sober while you take like mushrooms or acid.
Oh, funny. That's a movie.
Yeah. So like, trip sitter. You better get on that.
You better get on that.
We already are on a movie that we haven't finished.
Yeah, confidants.
There's also like beliefs about harm reduction that we know that illicit and licit drug use is part of our world, and we choose to minimize its harmful effects rather than simply ignore or condemn them. So, like, we know people are fucking. Let's teach about condoms rather than abstinence. Noting that drug use is complex, multifaceted, blah, blah, blah. Some ways of using is safer than others. We recognize that the realities of poverty, class, racism, social isolation, past trauma, sex-based discrimination, and other social inequalities affects both people's vulnerability to and capacity for effectively dealing with drug-related harm. So again, we're both coming from a place of privilege. We know that. How many more disclaimers do I need to give so that I don't get shit for this episode?
I mean, I really praise you for doing even one. You know what I mean? Like
Aw.
I unfortunately like. Well, I don't have a following like you do, so I don't.
Well,
I don't
think-
worry about what I say.
Again, like I want you to be able to laugh with me, not like shock and horror.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, we only have our perspective. It happens to be two hot white girls, and no, I'm just kidding. But like, you know, like that.
But we recognize.
We
that.
recognize. Yeah, it's horrible, it's shitty. One of the stories I told that maybe got cut. Yeah, it's like the police like just allowed me to break the law, like plain and simple. Like that's
such
horrible.
an awful
That's
way.
horrible.
Let's start with that story, Zachary.
Yeah?
I'm gonna enter like story time music, or maybe that'll just be the theme song. Let's start with alcohol and lessons we learned from being alcoholics. Zachary, set the scene.
Should I tell that story?
Please.
Okay. Indiana. 2000 something. No, there's one gay bar in my college town, and all the bars were open till like 4 a.m. Well, at like 3:45 a.m., me and my friends decided, let's go to the gay bar. Because no one really went. It was like on the other side of town. We hightail it over. My friend's going 80 or 90 on these like back roads and stuff. We get pulled over.
Ugh.
The friend is failing all of the drunk tests.
And you're in the back, so you're not like shitting your pants maybe
No.
as much as this guy is.
And I'm wasted.
And are you 21 at least?
I am.
No, you're in
probably-
college?
Yeah, I think I'm 21.
Okay.
Maybe I'm 20 though. So we're back. I'm in the back seat. Yeah, my friend's failing all the tests. He's like getting handcuffed, and the cop kind of shines his light in, and he was like, "Can any of you drive?" And I was like, "No, we're all wasted."
You say this
Yeah.
to a police officer.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking. I'm thinking.
There's the
I'm
rub.
a drunk twink. Bent on power and world domination at this point.
Do you remember what you're drunk on? What was your like
mean,
college drink?
I think it was tequila, probably strong most in college.
Which is a very specific kind of drunk.
Oh, absolutely. And gin and tonics were another. But tequila is definitely like the feisty one, I think. Yeah.
You say shit you don't mean to say on tequila, and you do things you don't mean to do. But maybe you meant to. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, standing back, like, what was I thinking?
I never had that balls.
Damn. Okay, so the cop then like kind of shines his light in. I say, "No, we're all wasted." And he goes, I don't see him. And he goes, "Zach?" And I was like, "What?" I lean my head out. I had sex with that cop about 6 months prior.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so my friend got uncuffed,
Oh my God.
given his keys back, and then the cop escorted us to the gay bar.
He took you to the
Yeah,
bar.
He like led the way.
He should be fired.
I know. It's horrible.
But that guy doesn't like. He drove. It's not even like he drove you home so that you could
Get
get
home
an
safe.
Uber. He drove you to the gay bar to keep drinking.
Yeah.
And then did you guys drive home?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God. In college, it was in bumfuck Indiana. Bumfuck Indiana, and like it was the least drunk driver.
And that's what I also am kind of pointing out here is like big metropolis cities have Ubers everywhere, but a lot of small towns still.
Oh no.
You still kind of debate with yourself sometimes, like, could I have a few? And when you're young, you're fucking invincible. You're like, I can do anything. There's no way. I don't think any of my friends that I know of got DUIs in high school.
Right.
None of them did.
Well, this was college, at least for me.
So, but that would have been a big deal because they're of drinking and driving age.
Getting a DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also in college towns, like, A, the cops are expecting a lot of drunk driving from young people. And B, maybe it's like, this is also probably like 8 years ago at least.
I also have friends that are on their like third DUI who have not had their license taken away or done any jail time in bumfuck towns.
Yeah,
in
sure,
the
sure,
South.
sure. Because it's a little different, I think.
Yeah, people just. That's a hilariously horrifying story.
Yeah, it's horrifying. I wonder where that cop is. I know his name. I won't say it, but
you should look him up.
I should.
Do you think he's on Insta?
Okay, you know what's so funny is when we hooked up.
Did you know he was a cop?
No, not until I walked in and I saw the uniform in the thing.
Were
and
you
then
like, put it on?
Well, no, I should have. But
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
no, it's okay. More is handcuffs. We're hanging on something, and I go, we could use these. Probably another drunk twink moment. And he was like, oh, those are notoriously covered in bacteria.
Ew.
I know. I was trying to be sexy, and you're like, you're filthy.
You're like, oh, you're not a stripper. You're an actual
cop.
Oh. So it was just a one-night stand, never to be had again.
Yeah, one night stand. He was kind of like a nerd. Great body, but like nerd.
Well, we'll have to look him up and get an update back to you guys.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
he's like married with kids or something. My drunk driving cat of 9 lives story.
This one's, if it's the one I'm thinking, it's
The one you're thinking.
fucking crazy.
I was 16 years old. Hadn't even been driving for that long. Again, my town, very connected, very like
Everyone knew each other.
everyone knows each other. Like, it just wasn't a big deal to make that decision to do that thing because nothing bad had happened to anyone yet. Like,
Sure.
I had friends. I had 2 people my senior year. One died of an overdose, and one died in a car accident that we think he was intoxicated for.
God.
But this was pre though. So like
this was a year and a half before.
this was pre those traumatic incidences, and so
Wow.
all of us just thought like nothing bad's ever gonna happen to any of us. Is how I preface this story.
Sure.
I
Invincible.
Yes. So I had been drinking for a few years at that point. You know, I started very young, and I've always considered myself to be one of the I say this like ironically, one of the guys.
I'm a girl,
I
a
can
guy's
drink,
girl.
Yeah, I'm a guy's girl. I can drink anything. And I started experimenting with Xanax bars.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I was getting them. I think I might have taken them from my mom, or maybe I was given them because of my anxiety attacks. But I remember that was a really big. It was because of my anxiety attacks.
There we go.
Because it was a really big deal that
you
I
got
had
Xanax.
a prescription for Xanax in high school. That was like liquid gold, baby.
Damn.
And then my friend had a prescription for Adderall because her dad was a doctor. And so we
that
were
period.
like, yeah, end sentence. So we were like the 2 most valuable assets to the rough and
Wow.
tough crew that I hung out with. And I would like nibble on one, and I guess it wasn't enough for me to get fucked up. So I took a full one to have a night out, and I decided to
drink.
drive
Oh, God.
and drink.
Yeah, the drinking is like the caveat. Like
Yep.
the drinking turns you into a zombie.
Yes. So like I can have a Xanax now as an adult and get sleepy, but still like have my wits about me and not
it like works.
not get kicked off a plane.
Sure.
At 16, when you're drinking and you've never had that amount before, taking a full bar, you turn into a rag doll.
For sure.
You just
But you're up and around. It's like the Ambien
Yes.
effect.
Oh my
when
God.
people push through Ambien
fully
and like
turn into a psychopath.
yeah.
So what I do remember is that I had gotten into a fight again. Like in my town, you would go to a pool at someone's house or like an apartment complex pool and like jump the fence and sneak in and go
Oh
skinny
yeah,
dipping.
we used to pool jump.
Yeah, pool jump. And so we had pool jumped, and I had gotten into a fight with my friend. I don't even know why, but I was hysterically crying, embarrassing myself. I guess I was like maybe partly naked because we had been skinny dipping. And there were like guys there that I was trying to be cool in front of. And I was like, let me have my keys. And my friend was like, no. And I was like, let me have my keys. Gonna fight you, fight bitch.
They're like, well,
And
in
they're
that
like,
case.
yeah, they were like, you're fucking insane. Here's your keys. Like, they didn't know what to do with me.
Oh God.
I was a mess. So I was only, I was only driving not that far, but I was apparently going to my sister's
What's
apartment.
that stat? Like most accidents occur within
Most
like 3
DUIs
blocks of something.
happen within 2 miles of your own home.
God.
Because you get comfortable.
Yeah,
you're like,
I can
I
do
know this
it."
fucking
Then
stop
you're like
sign.
clipping fucking trash cans
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, I have a story about that too. So I drive to my sister's house. Again, I'm blacked out at this point. I have no recollection of this.
Of course.
Everything had just been told to me.
Wow.
And I guess I either made a turn wrong or whatever. I'm pulling into my sister's apartment complex and cop lights. whoop, whoop.
Mhm.
And I pull over and I'm still hysterically crying, I guess, from when my friend wouldn't give me my keys. And I guess I had called my sister being like, I'm outside. The cops pulled me over. And she's like, what the fuck? So she comes running down and I'm just blastoid to space. And the cop is
Oh.
like looking at me, looking at my sister who's in her like PJs and slippers, looking at
Oh,
me.
this is like nighttime?
Oh, middle of the night.
Oh.
Looking at my sister, looking back at me, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I just broke up with my boyfriend. Total lie.
Yeah, no
my
boyfriend.
sister's like,
No
yeah,
boyfriend
no one,
inside.
no one wanted to fuck that hot mess. And my sister's like, she's coming to my place. Like, I promise she's safe. Like, please don't give her a ticket. Like, da 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 da. And he's like, look, I have to do something about this. I can't just let this slide. So he says he's going to give me a ticket for not having my license on me, which I guess I didn't have on me.
Which is
And-
also true.
Which is also facts. So he goes back to his car to print out the little ticket, write me up, and he comes back and he hands me the clipboard to sign the ticket. I was so fucked up that I signed his clipboard and handed it back to him.
No.
And he's looking at me, looking at my sister. My sister's looking at me, looking back at him. And she's just like, please. And he let me go.
Wow.
Because my sister was there and slept it off, woke up the next morning, was like, morning, everybody. What happened last night? How did I get here? And my sister was like,
Oh,
time to sit the fuck down and learn a lesson.
wow.
I should have died. I should have hit someone else and
Oh,
killed them. I
yeah.
should have rock bottom. But somehow
The cops should have dragged you to
the
your parents' house.
drunken angel, guardian angels that I have. God, think about the guardian angels we must have. Like they're pre-alcoholic too.
Mine are crazy. I had a motorcycle for 9 years in LA.
Psychotic.
I rode it blackout drunk all the time. I'd ride through Laurel Canyon.
Which is the street that Kevin Hart just had his accident on.
Yeah, just windy as fuck. So, but to get Valley Dick at
which
3
is
a.m.
so not worth it.
Not worth it. Not worth getting paralyzed. That's for sure.
Or fucking up someone else's life.
One of the times though, this is so horrible.
I love that this is just gonna be the title of the podcast. This is so horrible.
I got back from the bars. It was like in early 20s, like we used to crash at someone's house. Like we'd all go out and then like come back and crash. And I came back and my friend went to bed and his boyfriend and I were still hanging out. And we started making out. And then the friend,
Now, is this a big deal?
yes. I didn't realize. But yes.
You didn't realize it.
I was
Tongues
such-
in the back of
I
your
was-
fucking throat.
I was such a trash monster back in the day. Like I was always single, so I was always like, "I'm not cheating. Your
I
boyfriend's
relate
cheating."
to that. I
like,
definitely fucked
I'm-
some people's
yeah, I'm just like,
boyfriends,
they're
for
gonna cheat
sure.
with someone. Like, why can't it be
Why
me?
can't I come at it?
Oh my god, that's garbage. You know, like it's
no,
like
I mean,
I don't
whatever.
fuck. I barely even fuck with like open relationships because
How
I
dare
don't.
you.
I'm sorry. Jared and Kelsey have tried to fuck me on several occasions. Shout out Cap
we
Slap.
would break you in half. You would be like a pretzel for us. Like a little bar pretzel. We just go between our fingers. Snap.
No, but nowadays I won't even fuck with like open relationships because like I've been in too many threesomes where people got upset
Messy,
or
messy.
yeah,
Too young.
yeah, just like it's not worth it. But anyway, so I made out with this guy. Oh, his boyfriend, my friend, his boyfriend comes in the living room, starts screaming at us.
Sees you full on making out.
Oh, like I'm straddling his boyfriend. Yeah. He kicks me out. He's like, "Get the fuck out of my apartment."
Oh
I get on my motorcycle.
Oh.
I drive down the street.
my.
I'm at a stoplight and I'm like crying and stuff and I fall. And my motorcycle's fucking heavy and it pins
It's
me
so
to
heavy.
the ground.
No way.
So it's like 3:30 a.m.
No one's around.
No one's around.
Help you.
I'm on the ground under my
Stuck
motorcycle.
under the motorcycle.
Just crying. And I just kind of like laid there for a little
Just
bit.
this tiny twig drink, like, help me.
Big helmet, just like skinny jeans, like whatever.
No.
And then I just
can't believe you had a bike.
Oh, it's crazy. After a while, it wasn't, that's the thing. It wasn't a huge bike, but I was drunk. I was tired. I was so upset. And I finally wiggled my leg out from under, but I had a big scratch, and it was just grease stains all on my cute outfit and stuff. And it was
that's
just
most important.
And yeah. And then that thing was waking up the next day to be like, oh my God, was that as bad as I remember it? Do I have a friend? That friend had plans to travel with me. He canceled the plans to travel. It was a turning point in.
Doesn't it still make your stomach sour?
I have those. You have those moments where I cover my face with my hands.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did that.
But I also feel like this is an age thing because I can relate to the sleeping with people's boyfriends.
Or 23, I think.
Because I just wanted to feel wanted. I wanted attention. I wanted something that I never had.
And when they give it to you.
Yeah. And I was always in the mindset of I'm not going to fucking stay in this town. I'm not going to fucking hang out with these people for the rest of my life.
Sure.
I'm going to just create fucking havoc.
I'm going to do whatever I want.
And deuce out, man. I think this brings up an interesting topic, though, about lessons we learned about love with alcohol. Now, I know you, Zachary, have not been in a relation, a professional relation.
You and I are is my longest relationship.
Wow, and this has only been a few months.
It's only been a few months.
But I think you can still learn lessons about who you are as a person drunk in a,
absolutely
dating or having a crush on someone. For instance, when I think about my younger years, I immediately think of a drink. When I think of my first girlfriend, I immediately think of Parrot Bay, straws, hot Parrot Bay in a trunk of a car.
Yes, interesting.
And when I think of my first high school boyfriend, I think of watered down Natty Light.
Sure.
And bonfires.
Oh my God.
Country back roads.
Burnett's flavored vodka.
Ew, what the fuck is Burnett?
It was a cheap vodka. It was watermelon or black cherry or yeah, warm though, out of a trunk, and you were so happy to have it.
I wrote down a quote because there was something about this quote that you learned in high school, and I would never stop repeating it. It's not this one. It's not make memories you'll never remember with the people you'll never forget. But that was a big one that everyone would put in their AIM status.
Oh, wow.
And 2 was drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts.
I used to fucking live by that too. I'm just tapping into what I really want. It's no,
bitch.
You're becoming a little gremlin who wants to get fucked and eat fast food. That is not what you really want.
So I wrote down the story about the first time I got in my first fist fight, which was at a country concert. Was it Rascal Flatts or Dierks Bentley or some just disgusting country concert where I didn't even really like this guy, but every time I would drink, I would become the devil and want to fight his ex-girlfriend who would always show up at parties we were at or
wow,
or hang off of him
you're bitch,
hi, no. I shouldn't say his name. We were making out and stuff. We were definitely on the road to being something, and I'd be like, this fucking bitch comes in here, and I didn't even really like the guy, but I swear to God, you get a couple natties in me, and I was like, I'm gonna knock her teeth out,
fucking kill her.
Yeah, so I decided at this country concert, that's it. I'm going to fucking walk over to her. And I grabbed her by her hair. And pulled her down.
You're behind
I'm behind her. So I fully run up on her unannounced, wasted. And I pull her to the ground. And we just kind of grab at each other. There weren't really punches thrown. And then all of a sudden, I just feel someone hitting me in the back of my head. And it's her best friend who's a scrappy little chihuahua. And so I've got this tiny bitch beat me in the back of the head. And then I'm just kind of wrestling with this big bitch underneath me. And I think about that and eventually got broken up and our friends pulled it off and it was the talk of the town for a week. And people were oh my God, who won? Who beat each other's ass? And I was like, no one did.
No, trust me. There were no winners in that,
won.
In that pile of titties.
2v1. Well, they had titties. I was still very incredibly flat. But I just remember being I would have never done that if I hadn't drank. And I guess my lesson with this is alcohol will give you balls, but
that
it
you don't
won't.
need.
Yes, like it won't give you the love that you're searching for.
No, God,
like
no.
you will do things and say things that like you think maybe in the moment you're like drunk man's words are sober man's thoughts, but like you just said, looking back, it makes you put your hand on your head like
oh,
did I fucking say and do that?
alcohol and drugs just it puts lighter fluid on a flame. Like the flame you don't need. You know, like
you're already hot.
exacerbating
You're already,
the yeah.
yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It's a mess. So, have you ever been in a fist fight? Can I guess? No.
No. No, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Although I do have like a rage in me. Like I used to like fantasize someone attacking me so I could like
Stab
defend
them?
myself. And,
I've
like,
always thought about that. Would you
right?
be
Like,
able to kill someone?
is that a
if
murder fantasy?
I think it's a normal thing people think about. Like you want to
Yeah,
be
but
in a situation where you save yourself.
yeah, horribly so. In the thing, someone like jumps me and I know they're trying to kill me and I kill them. And I like end this thought by like stomping on their like their face.
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah,
like a driver.
Sorry for all the boners out there.
like Ryan God. It's a very dark, fucked up episode and I love it.
Yeah. But no, the closest I've ever come, sorry, is it gonna be really bad?
Stop apologizing.
I
just keep moving the microphone up and then
I back away because
Yeah.
I'm shy.
No, you're fucking
I'm not
not.
shy.
It literally shows butthole right now.
So in college, there was this moment. Well, I got called fag a lot throughout my life.
Rude.
I know. I embrace it now. It's like, yeah, good eye. No, but in college there was a few instances. One of which I was like talking to my girlfriends, and I always hang out with hot girls. Like
I love that you just gestured towards me.
I was just-
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever done passively.
well, you know. So but these guys were outside a bar and they were like something. Oh yeah, of course he's a big faggot. And my girlfriends got so mad and they started to go in at them.
Oh,
and
shit.
I kind of was like, no. And then I think we like were driving away. I didn't know this. My girlfriends had grabbed handfuls of rocks. And when we drove by, they threw rocks at these like
First
dudes
of all,
out
how
this
did you
bar.
not notice your friends grabbing
I mean,
piles
we
of
were all drunk.
rocks?
They had like little spring summer dresses on. I think they put them in their pockets
and they
stuff.
threw rocks at guys that called you the F word?
Yeah.
Those are some bad bitches.
I know, right?
In that moment, I feel like the violence was deserved.
Oh, for sure. I have these like fantasies like of like a guy calling me a faggot and me marking what car he has and then just ruining his car.
Oh my God. That just sparked a memory in my head that I've drunkenly definitely. Oh, I don't know if I should tell this
Say
story.
it with the license plate number and everything.
I have definitely.
Broken something?
I have egged cars and slashed tires in high school. Me and my girlfriends would sneak out.
Of people who deserved it?
Of people who just, guys that would like dick over our friends and we'd like all sneak out and put on like black war paint under our eyes.
Great. I think that's
But
healthy.
that's awful.
So we did
it's not them paying for it, it's their families.
Maybe. I mean, I paid for my car stuff. We let air out of tires,
Oh, that's
which is
funny.
extremely inconvenient. We peed
rude.
like on cars, like kind of like
Oh.
into the front like filtration system, so it
Oh.
would hopefully come through the vents, like when they use like the heating and cooling.
Dumb.
Yeah. And then like egging, of course.
Yeah,
was a
egging was
thing.
huge and like toilet papering was.
Yeah, TPing, you don't see that much anymore.
And it would be a big deal, like when the car would show up to school and drive
like,
in the parking lot, and like,
peanut butter under the handles.
Ew.
Did anyone ever saran wrap your car?
I heard of it, but then I heard that if it's too hot out in Florida, it can melt to your car and pull the paint off. So we never fucked with that because I heard
even more of a reason to do it.
But can you imagine coming out and having to
Oh,
peel the paint
and then
off
the
your
paint
car?
just leaves. Oh, I heard bologna does the same thing.
Oh.
If you stick bologna, it'll like the paint will eat away in that circle.
Oh my God, bologna's going into our bodies.
Something to try. Oh, bologna sandwiches.
I don't want to
So
talk about it.
good.
Mayonnaise?
Fried bologna and mayonnaise.
Fried? What the fuck is fried bologna?
Bitch, put it on a frying pan and
Like spam?
like bologna, like Oscar Mayer slices of bologna.
Who the fuck heats up bologna?
I'm raising my hand.
But what? That's not how
Fried
you eat
bologna.
bologna.
You throw it in a frying pan and you fry it on both sides.
Are you high?
I wish.
No, you don't. You're 4 years sober in November, bitch.
No, but yeah, fry it on a frying pan and then with mayo on like
that
on
sounds
white,
like a drunken
on
sandwich.
white bread. Yeah, drunk white trash, baby.
Disgusting.
I haven't had it in forever, but I was hoping you'd come with me on this like heartwarming.
I went with you on bologna.
Oh, sorry, you like cold bologna. I'm sorry you can't afford to heat up a piece of bologna. And when has heating something up ever made it bad?
Hot bologna sounds like a disease.
No. Take any sandwich, you grill it, and you have like a higher level sandwich.
It sounds like a poor panini.
Yeah. Oh, that's our food truck.
Poor
panini.
Oh, poor panini. I also wanted to talk about the fact that I'm using a 2013 or 2012 MacBook because my battery died, so I just kept my old MacBook, and on this I found my first stand-up I ever wrote.
Shut up.
And I thought I would do a small reading about how my sobriety my drunkenness.
You actually leaned into the mic for that burp.
Sorry. I am who I am. My confidants know.
No, it's great.
Okay, here was my first ever draft of a stand-up routine when Kelsey was the most fucked up she's ever been.
Oh, so it does have to do with, okay.
It's bad. Okay.
I thought it was a departure from what we were talking about, but it's kind of like it goes right in.
This was when I was going through the worst, most drunk time of my life. This was right before I went to rehab.
Oh my God.
I'm not a comic. I'm just in therapy. I just found out I'm bipolar and clinically depressed, which, by the way, I don't think I'm bipolar anymore. I think it was misdiagnosed. But I'm also an attention-seeking whore, so I feel all the requirements to be a stand-up comedian.
Nice.
My life is just like a romantic comedy, except there's no romance and I'm not very funny. I'm going through a breakup, and by going through, I mean it happened 7 months ago, and I've been trying to get it back out in the dating game. My experiences have been awful this far. I just got on Tinder. Yeah, I get it, Kelsey. Get with the program. Then I have a joke here about a chef that I found on Tinder where he told me he was a chef, and then it turned out he actually worked on a food truck, and then it turned out he was actually the driver of the food truck. So he wasn't even a chef. He drove a food truck.
Yeah.
He just drove. He's a truck driver. This joke is really bad, so I'm not going to say it because it is.
All I see from here is cum in their mouth. It's in bold, you guys, and it's all caps. Sorry.
Oh,
wait, go on.
This is a funny one. I had to buy Plan B for the first time the other day, and this guy broke my. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, and this guy broke my heart. He broke up with me right after I finished giving him a blowjob. I guarantee 100,000% that no one in this entire world has ever been told we need to talk while they still had cum in their mouth.
Cum in their mouth.
I really liked this guy. I was so devastated because I didn't know my blowjobs were that bad.
How did the Plan B have to do with that?
And this is the true story about Plan B. This isn't a joke. Leo, please don't knock over my
The kitty
camera.
is right afraid.
All you have to do is make this noise. And he just peers because he thinks it's the water bottle that's going to squirt
Cats
him.
are so
smart.
Perfect.
So
well, yeah,
here's the Plan B.
Fuck my. Oh, I'm not. What is that one?
I'm not gonna read these.
No, they should hate their daughters. We should just go with you and read all the bold stuff.
Here's this. I decided to try and quit drinking for 30 days. So to celebrate, I had a drink.
No.
The hardest part about not drinking is doing anything at all sober. It's just not that fun. Almost everything is more fun drunk. Talking to boys, talking to girls, talking to you, going to work, driving. Hold for laughter.
It's over.
I've been staying at home a lot. Colors are brighter. There's this temptation everywhere. We live in Hollywood. I'm afraid to step outside of my door. There's going to be a drink waiting for me. For instance, I came across a bottle of beer on my way back to check my mail today. And by check my mail, I mean my email. And I was sitting at a bar checking my email. What does that even mean? These jokes are so bad.
You know what? That's
what?
First of all, there's stuff there. First of all,
Zach is a professional stand-up comedian.
I mean, I'm getting there, but Yeah,
It's not good.
You would have to do it on stage.
Alcohol makes you think you're funnier than you are, is what this lesson is.
That is the lesson there. Is that the first lesson we've identified?
No, I said drinking gives you balls, not the love you're looking
Oh,
for.
right.
I thought that was pretty clever.
I have no idea how much I'm not talking into the mic until I talk into it
And
properly.
you hear it yourself?
And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay.
No, I think you're fine.
The kitty's right. You guys, the cat's right. It's giving me attention. I think it's like a good sign.
You know my cat's the friendliest cat on the block.
Don't know, and just to me.
No, he's a horror for anyone. He'll lay in your lap if you let him. He's sniffing your dick.
Yeah.
What did you do before this?
I worked out.
Did you shower?
Then I put my dick in a homeless person.
I worked out too, and my hands smell like metal, like the barbell.
Look at the. You guys, do people watch the video often?
Yes.
Okay. Look at the cat.
Is
Okay,
this the first time you've ever seen a cat?
No, I'm just excited.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how boring our fucking sober lives are.
No, okay, but
do
I
you
totally
have any funny stories about Coke?
Probably. Oh, yeah. Well, I got. This isn't so much a story, but I got kicked out of Saddle Ranch for doing Coke in the girls' bathroom. Yeah, with this.
Why are you in the women's bathroom? Not that we don't believe you. Oh my God! Look at Leo has his mouth open. Can you see?
Yeah. Oh, I mean through the camera.
Can you see it? He's just holding his mouth open. It's very silly.
Cats don't normally do that.
No, it's very weird.
So
anyway,
I met this girl was like.
I thought you said meth. This girl.
Met this girl. She was sweet. No, she was this redheaded girl, and
He's doing it again. He's just holding his mouth open. Okay, sorry. Go.
Met this girl. She was hanging out with this. She was like the girl that we were hanging out with that night, and we went to the bathroom and we were doing Coke in the bathroom, and we were talking about how we were going to start like a band.
Of fucking course you did.
And like she's a singer and I can sing, and like we could write songs
Prove
together.
it. You can sing?
No.
Prove it, Zach.
Yes, I can.
Sing.
But no.
Sing The Little Mermaid.
I'm not.
Sing.
No.
Up where they run, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun.
You know what's so crazy? So I studied musical theater in college.
I've heard him sing before.
Yeah, and I'm like, I am so like paralyzed to sing these days.
Why?
Because I think I lost the joy when I studied it in college, and now I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to be graded. I feel like people are judging me.
Can you just sing a little bit?
No.
Zach.
Maybe later in the pod.
It's almost over.
It's almost over? Okay. No, I can't. I've really now I've built a wall around it.
Go on.
And I'm building burning the place down.
I'm so mad.
So this bouncer like peeks over and like grabs us both, takes us outside. I'm holding the Coke.
How did you get into the bathroom?
We just walked in.
Okay.
I mean, it was a little gay boy,
Yeah.
hand in hand with a girl. We just went in. But that's the thing. Like, I don't think you're hyper aware of what's going on when you're so fucked up.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay. So we get kicked out. I drop the bag of Coke on purpose because I'm like, okay, I don't want to be. I don't want this like on me.
Right.
And then we're sitting out on the curb because no one else left at this point. And the bouncer comes up and goes, "You dropped this." And
what?
I'm like, look.
Even Leo is shooketh right now. He literally looked up like, what?
And looked around and yeah, and I was like, oh, this is a bus. Like he's gonna get me
like
to take it, and then I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
We took it and we did the rest of the Coke on the curb.
So he was like, "Don't do Coke in my establishment, but do it on the side of the road outside of my establishment."
Yeah. At the end of the day, he was like a bouncer who was like, I would want my Coke, I guess, if I dropped it.
I have a similar story.
You were the redhead girl.
Could
you imagine?
Surprise!
And we have a band together.
I pull off my wig and there's red hair underneath. I was in an Uber.
This is actually 91 days ago.
No, it's been a while. And for some reason, we thought it would be a good idea to try and do some key bumps in the backseat of an Uber because it was dark and we were in an SUV and we were heading to establishment.
So slick. We think we're so.
I was also with people that this was nothing to them. You know how you hang out with people who like just do Coke and just have it on them?
A short story about that when you're done. Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Okay. Well, it was just this monster. He's a monster, right? He's a Coke all the time. Coke at the dinner table. Coke wherever. We're walking to a club. He takes a big keyful, jams it in front of this stranger's face, like to offer to them. And the stranger's like, oh, no. And my friend goes and blows it into their face. It was the most horrifying bit of humanity I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, that's so funny.
Yeah,
Because
kind
the
of.
guy was a dick?
Because he turned down my friend's free mounding bump of cocaine.
Oh my God. I thought you meant
No.
the guy. Someone else blew it into the guy's face.
No, my friend put the key fill in front of the stranger's face. The stranger goes,
That's
no.
awful.
And
That's
then my friend
horrible.
goes,
Never mind. This story took a dark.
Sorry. What was your story? You're in an Uber.
I was
slick.
in an Uber and we were trying to be slick, and someone like hands me the bag and I drop it, and an entire bag of Coke
all over this
falls
person's
out
car.
all over the Uber. And you know how in some Ubers, and especially in like the SUVs, they have those little mini water bottles. And so we're like pulling up to our destination. Everyone's like, what are you doing? And I'm like kicking it across the floor, like trying to blend it into his carpet. And my friend just goes, pour water all over it. They're all furious at me, mind you, because it's my fault.
Oh,
I
and you dropped like $100 worth of cocaine.
Easily. And yeah, I just dumped a mini bottle of water out in the backseat of this guy's Ubers and kind of turned it into like chalky paste. And just like got out and was like, well, there goes that.
Oh,
that's my bad, dog. That's my bad.
Me and my guy friends had a New Year's Eve where we each had a baggie.
Oh my God.
And
you don't need your own bag.
I
of Coke
know,
ever.
but it was New
That's
Year's
the
Eve.
lesson.
It was New Year's Eve. So at around midnight, the balloons and confetti drop all over this club. And one by one, I kid you not, all four of us dropped our baggies throughout like the next hour and lost them to the floor of confetti.
Oh no.
So we're on our hands and knees. Bouncers keep coming over with flashes to be like, what are you looking for?
When you're coked out, there is nothing more you want than a searching adventure to find more.
Oh, yeah. You're like, come on, I can do it.
I think I told a story on Adult Shit about the time we lost a bag between four of us and at a bar in Davy Wayne's, and then we fucking found it like an hour later, and it was the most
triumphant,
glorious like freeze frame moment of my life of like, we found it!
That as a freeze frame moment is so funny.
Like it was like I was a fucking hero. Don't do coke, you guys.
Don't do any of it.
It's not fun. It's fun, but then it's not fun.
And if you've ever thought you might have a problem with drugs and alcohol, you
will.
absolutely do. You do.
You will.
People who don't think about it.
Yeah.
If you've ever thought maybe this is the problem, it's a problem.
I have a whole page in my book that's coming out 2020 by Thought Catalog, not a plug, hashtag a plug.
That's a plug.
That says, it's an entire page in capital letters that says, if you have anxiety, don't do cocaine. That's what the whole page says.
It sounds pretty intuitive.
I want to ask too, my book title, I'm like going back and forth between including the word fucking in it or not. So the title is Don't Fucking Panic.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if I should just change it to Don't Panic, because I don't want to like alienate an audience.
I wouldn't live in fear that way.
Confidence, what do you think? Should I call it Don't Fucking Panic or just Don't Panic?
I think,
and like the fucking part would be
the
asterisk
out
with
that
fun
the
like
U.
asterisks, yeah.
I mean, I say don't. I vote fucking.
I do too. I think it's my instinct, but I also don't want to look back on it and be like, why did I title it that? Like, I'm so much more grown up than that.
Yeah, but it
I'm
also like
30.
It marks where you are in your
Just
life.
turned 29.
And like fucking is, I know, fucking is, it's a word you'll probably always use.
Yeah. I would be interested to hear, Confidence, what you think. I don't want to end because I could talk to you about this forever, but I really have to poop because I had 2 cups of coffee and I just started drinking coffee. Zach, I don't know what the fuck that episode was, but thank you for being stupid enough to share it with me and being ridiculous enough to be as horrible as a person as me.
Oh yeah, that's why we're like soulmate, a variety of soulmates, I think.
A variety.
You know?
The cat's over it. Guys, don't forget to review this on iTunes if you want to be entered in the giveaway to win the mini skin fridge. It's very cute.
Mini skin fridge sounds not good.
Okay. Mini fridge so you put your skincare in. Don't forget to reach out to us at Confidentlyinsecurepodcast@gmail.com if you have something you want to say or tell me or talk to me. And at ConfidentlyPod on all the socials. Zach NOE Towers, where can people find your funny, dumb, fucking twink?
My fucking
beautiful,
dumb, my old twink ass.
Lover ass.
Yeah, if you're not watching the vid, I am a young twink. If you are, Gotcha. No, no, everywhere. Twitter and Instagram at NOE TOWERS, ZACHNOETOWERS.
And if you're in the LA area, you're going to be on the Comedy Central stage.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a digital set for Comedy Central at the Satellite.
Yes,
But
on
that's-
September
oh,
12th.
on Thursday, the day this comes out.
Oh, well,
Good luck.
hurry and get your tickets because it's
Go
happening in
there
a few
now.
hours.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to watch our show on Dating No
Filter,
Filter because we
yeah.
want a new season.
Yeah.
So go watch and talk about it on Twitter how much you love it. And
Yeah.
I'll be sure to fave and love all that love. Okay, sorry about this episode. Love you guys. Bye. Coffee dolls.